Hey everybody, this is Lord Magicus. This is round 3 of Mono Blue Merfolk in Modern. You're on the play. Alright. This hand seems perfectly fine. We'll keep this. No idea what we're up against here. So I think we just go Island Pass. They mulligan to 6, okay. Not a Luris deck, so maybe this Chalice isn't that great. Okay, they're mulliganing a lot, so maybe this Chalice actually is good. Okay, so let's think about this. On 4 cards, even if it's Neo form, I don't need to worry about them comboing off in turn 1. However, they mulled a 3. Okay, so what is it? It could be like Dredge or Tron. I guess against either of those decks, I think Chalice in 1 is better than anything else. Whatever deck this is definitely a... like, we're going to use this Chalice. Decks do not mulligan to 3 unless they're fucking desperate. And I'm going to turn off hope with this thing. Okay, so oh, alright, yeah, then actually this isn't very relevant because this is Oops All spells. So we need Deprive. Okay, you know what? I'm going to look up an Oops All Spells list first, because I don't think Chalice on 1 does very much. If I remember correctly, yeah, they basically don't have 1 mana spells. They have, like, Thoughtseize. Most of their stuff is 2 mana. So actually, you know, because the Chalice doesn't really do anything, our best route to victory is probably... play Lords until they die. And they don't know we don't have Force, so... I don't know. I don't know if that changes the math for them. Maybe they'll Thoughtseize us on the turn instead of doing something else. We just have to try to race them. That's it. Okay, these Reejereys are looking very good, because now, on a critical turn, I might be able to tap down their mana. So they go to 17 here, then we attack them. I think if we survive 1 more turn, we have a shot of winning. So we need them not to have, like, Land, Spirit Guide, Spy. Yeah, it's bad. That's not good. Okay. Okay, well, we're getting spied. They had exactly like land. They had exactly land, fucking Spirit Guide, and that. So let's look at their deck just quickly. They'd have 1 Pact of Negation in here, and all right. They do have Belcher in their list, so that in their main deck, so that's worth noting. From the sideboard will be a lot better. So Creeping Chill, yeah, we're basically dead here. So they have the Vengevines to get through as well. But we'll let them do it this once for academic reasons, so everybody can see like how this works. So this is also a deck that I am sort of an expert on. Like, I play a lot of Belcher in, you know, these kind of landless combo decks. That's my secondary fling in Modern. Yeah, they're gonna cast the Salvage Titan from the graveyard, which will then get back the Vengevines. The Sword of the Meek, yeah, comes back, so they have artifacts to sacrifice for it. And they also have this Phantasmagorian in here, which this card lets them discard cards to put it in, into their, put that from their graveyard into their hand. And the reason that you want that is so that if you have stuff like, you know, Vengevine, or, you know, your Nexus of Fate, or any of the other important cards in your hand, you can put them in the graveyard before you go off with your combo. Or yes, you put your graveyard there, you discard the cards from your hand, and then then they'll trigger whenever all the triggers resolve. So it's a really important one of in their deck. They only have one pact, it looks like, so 1 pact and 3 Belchers. They don't have Thoughtseize in their deck. That's interesting. I don't see it here. They'll probably side it in, but alright, we lose. They had, like, if we could have survived one more turn, we could play, like, Reejerey, untap an island, play Cavern, and then in their turn we cast Trickster and then tap down 2 of their lands. So we were 1 turn off from winning, but alas, not meant to be. So we want Force, and we want Pithing Needle, and we want Relic of Progenitus. Chalice is very dead here. I think Master of Waves is a little bit too slow for this. And we have to cut 1 more card. Probably Harbinger of the Tides. Maybe Merrow Reejerey. Or actually, we could cut a Glasspool Mimic. We cut off the Master, so we're not as reliant in getting the 4 mana with that. We just want to keep the curve low. That's it. I guess we could bring in Brazen Borrower if we want. So we can bounce the Belcher back to their hand if they go that route. This leaves us with 19 lands. That's probably fine. We have... I think we can afford to do this. I just don't think Glasspool is very good because it's like better when the game is not over by turn 3. And Borrower is also a flash card, so if we want to pass with Deprive up, it's something that's good to cast with our mana at the end of turn. Excuse me. I mean, if we drew Deprive, we basically just win the game on the spot, but they mulliganed into like the absolute best 3 cards they could have had, and then they drew everything they needed. They drew like running lands and then also had Spirit Guide and yeah, it was just, that was ridiculous. I've only ever won 1 game of Magic on 3 cards in my entire life, and it was in draft. Actually, no, I lied. I won with Tron once when I was on 3 cards because I kept, was it Tron land, and then like Karn, I think, or it might have been Tron land, map, and then I mapped into the piece and then drew Karn. So there's very few decks that can actually come back from that kind of mulliganing. It looks like our opponent disconnected though, so I don't know what's going on with them. We're waiting on them at this point. Like, I think our matchup is fine. We are okay against them, but they disconnected again? Internet troubles, huh? Does this mean they're not going to get to sideboard? They've been disconnected the whole time that sideboarding is going on here. I would love to play first. I think this hand is fantastic. I will absolutely keep it. Alright, well, we're waiting for them to rejoin. Okay. So here's a good question. Do we play Pithing Needle on turn 1? I don't know if they actually managed to submit a sideboard in time, which means there may not be Thoughtseize for this game. Okay. So the question is, do we go Vial or Needle first? I think we go Vial first. And the other question is, what do we Needle here? Normally, if they play Belcher, they're not going to play 7 mana on the turn that they have it, but they might have Pact of Negation, so you really want this before they play Belcher. If they didn't sideboard, though, they only have 1 Pact, so that's worth thinking about. Okay, well, if they don't do something soon, like, I'm not sure. No, they kept a hand, right? So Or did MTGO just keep a hand automatically for them after a certain amount of time? I don't know how the... I know Arena will do that. I'm not sure if MTGO will auto keep a hand for you. Because if it did auto keep a hand, then they might actually be very close to just timing out and losing the match. Which would be a really sad way for this to end. Because clearly it seems like there's some trouble there. I think I play the Vial first just because this has more value in keeping things... If I draw Deprive, I definitely want Vial to be on too, so that I can hold up Deprive and add pressure to the board. Okay, alright, we're good. Alright, it looks like he's playing. We're doing things. There we go. Okay. Well, that makes me feel a lot better, because now I'm protected against Belcher. So... it might actually be correct to needle one of the creatures. Hold on, I think it's Undercity Informer. That's the one with the activated ability, right? Yes. So let's play Needle. Right. Let's be absolutely sure. Now they only have basically 4 cards that they could even attempt to combo with. I mean, yeah, sure. That will buy us some time. I guess I'm ticking this up. No, I'm not going to tick this up. I kind of wish I did now. Alright, I guess I'm just hoping he's on the Belcher plan. So I can't beat it if he has the other one. Oh, that is brutal. So they're gonna take our Force of Negation. Alright, well, I can't do anything about that, so go ahead. Alright, I have to tick this up now. I guess I Glasspool now, because if I draw Pithing Needle off of it, then I want to cast it here. And it looks like they might be setting up a turn where they just have, like, Belcher. Yeah, and they have the full 7 mana here. Alright, fuck it. We just got crushed by this. They had like a really good hand. Like, unfortunately, we had to pick something to needle, so we die. We lost to Oops All Spells. I don't know. I think we had a great hand, but again, we were like a turn too slow. And they like this is one of the things that's really interesting about these lands. Like a lot of them have they're very good to cast on their own. So this one is really good. I don't know. Like the thing is, I had Force in my hand, so in case that they had like Undercity Informer, I can't force that, which means I'm really kind of screwed if that's the way they go. So I was just trying to hedge my bet so that I had something against the creature combo and also the Belcher combo. This is like one of the reasons I think we need Force of Will in Modern, because like Force of Negation is not like enough, I think, to fight these kind of decks. Like, unlike Neoform, this deck does not give a fuck about Force of Negation most of the time. So that was brutal. And I don't know, I think if we had like Relic like earlier than this, we could have potentially yeah, we were safe. If we had Relic, we would have been safe against the Undercity Informer, so the Needle could have gone on this, so that's rough. We were guessing, a shot in the dark. Like, maybe they had Informer in their hand, they could have comboed either way, but yeah, that's a little bit tilting, I gotta be honest, but sometimes they're just gonna have it and like they have everything they need, so welcome to Modern. I can't win every match, I guess, so I still am a big proponent. I think Force of Will should be in this format, just because of this. It's like, this is a combo deck that relies on a creature that you like can't Force of Negate, and it can win in like turn 2, so if that's not an argument for Force, I don't know how else I could like sway your mind on that. Anyway, please give it a thumbs up. I will see you again tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody.